Hi, welcome to BioSmash. My name's Jo. I'm a science teacher, and today I'll be helping you to make sure you can label a diagram of an animal cell. Before we start, I just want to say well done for clicking on this video. I'm really glad you're here today. I know that science can be hard at times, and there are so many key words to remember. It might feel like you're not doing as well as you'd like to do. I really hope that by us working together, we can help you to understand science better. And that as you watch more of these videos, you'll start to see your grades getting better too. So let's get started. By the end of this video, you should be able to label 5 important parts of this cell and explain the job of each cell part. If you need a bit of help reminding yourself what cells are, why not check out our video, What Are Cells? The first cell part that you need to know is a cell membrane. When thinking about cells, I think it's helpful to think of a bag full of liquid. So the cell is like a bag and it's filled with a liquid, and the shape of the cell can change, just like when I poke this bag. Now, if we draw a diagram of our cell, it will look something like this. You can see the bag, which is the outside of the cell, and you can see the liquid inside the bag. So when you see pictures of cells, they usually don't have a definite shape. They look a bit like a blob. So if we're thinking of a cell as a bag full of liquid, the bag would be the cell membrane, and the cell membrane, the bag, controls what gets in and out of the cell. So I've drawn this picture to try and help you imagine the cell membrane. So the cell membrane is like a wall. A lot of things can't get through it, but there's special passages to let certain things through. So this cell membrane will let sugar in and oxygen in through special passages, and there's also a special passage so that waste products can get out. And on this picture, you can see a picture of the cell, and the sugar and the oxygen molecules are moving into the cell through the cell membrane, and the waste is moving out. So the cell membrane is controlling what enters and leaves the cell. The second part you need to know is called the cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is the liquid that's inside the cell. So in my model earlier, the cytoplasm would be the water that's inside the bag. If you could look inside the cytoplasm, you would see lots of chemical reactions happening. And these chemical reactions help to keep the cell alive. The third cell part that you need to know about is called the nucleus. Now, when you look at a cell, you will see there are lots of different parts inside the cytoplasm. To help you picture that using our model, I've added some peas and sweet corn to inside the bag, so these are the cell parts inside the cell. The nucleus is one of the important cell parts that you need to know about. And if you could look at the nucleus, you would see it's like a ball, so it has a 3D shape. Now, the nucleus is actually a hollow ball, so if you can open up the nucleus, inside you would find lots of recipes, and these are the recipes that are needed for the chemical reactions that happen inside the cytoplasm. And these special recipes or instructions are written in a special code called DNA. So this is a picture of DNA, and we sometimes call DNA our genetic material. The next cell part we're going to look at are the mitochondria. Hopefully you remember that a cell contains lots of different parts. One of those is a nucleus. There are also lots of mitochondria inside the cell, and the mitochondria are shown in red in this picture. Now, mitochondria can be a bit confusing because when we're talking about just one of them, we call it a mitochondrion. But when we're talking about lots of them, we call them mitochondria. Just like if you're talking about one child, and you're talking about lots of children, there's a different word depending on if you're talking about one or many. We're going to look at mitochondria in loads more detail in a later video, but just as a bit of an introduction, mitochondria look like sausages, and their job is to take sugar from your food and release energy from it, and the energy goes to the cell. Now, you might know that this process is called respiration. If you're not sure about that, don't worry, because we will look at it in a later video. But mitochondria release energy for the cell, and they release that energy from glucose. So the last part we're looking at today are the ribosomes. And the ribosomes are another cell part found inside the cytoplasm. In this picture, the ribosomes are shown as this goldy brown colour. Ribosomes always remind me of snowmen. I think they're a similar shape, and ribosomes are important for building proteins for the cell. Your body needs lots of proteins. So, for example, some of your hormones are made of proteins. So the ribosomes are really busy making proteins for the body. We've covered a lot in today's video, so let's have a quick quiz to see how much you've remembered. You might find that you need to re-watch the video to remind yourself of some of the key ideas. So the first thing that you need to do is look at this picture of a cell and remember it, or if you wanted to, you could pause the video and draw a picture of the cell. Maybe you can even draw it from memory. So what I'd like you to try and do now is label your cell. To help you, I've put the keywords we've looked at today down the side of this picture. So if you want to, you can use that list to help you, or if you really want to push yourself, look away and try to do it without looking at the screen. I'm going to put the answers on in a moment. So if you want to, you can pause the video until you've finished your drawing. So just warning you, the answers are coming in 3, 2, 1. So as promised, here's the answer. So hopefully you've labelled the cell membrane. Here we've got the cytoplasm. The nucleus is the big shape in the middle of the cell. Here's the ribosome. And here's the mitochondrion. So how well did you do? If you haven't got them all, don't worry, it is a lot to remember. Just go back, watch the video again and keep doing it until you can draw this diagram and label all the cell parts. And you might even, if you're really doing well, be able to write the job of each cell part next to your label on your diagram. So well done for watching today's video. You are doing so well just to be watching this and trying to learn this. It is a lot to remember the first time, so don't worry if you haven't got it all. Just keep revising, keep watching the videos, keep doing a little bit every day and you will get there because you are great. I'll see you again soon for another revision video.